Mexico's been out the news for at least a couple of weeks now, so to shine a spotlight back on this fabulous country, we've come over here to drive Audi's new Q5 SUV and find out whether it will trump the opposition when it arrives in the UK next spring. In case you're confused about the ever-growing range of Audi SUVs, the Q5 is the model that rivals the BMW X3 and Jaguar F-Pace, and the car we got here is the 187 brake horsepower 2-litre TDI, and that will start from just over £37,000. This is going to be just a brief look at the Audi Q5, but there will be a longer, more in-depth video coming up soon. But also you can head over to whatcar.com and click our review section to read more about the Q5 there. So if you're looking for something really sporty to drive in the SUV market, then you might want to look at the Jaguar F-Pace, but otherwise the Q5 feels really safe and secure, gives you decent feedback through the steering, and if you put it on the dynamic mode of the air suspension model that we've got, there's not too much body roll in the corners either. But what the Q5 is comfortable. It's the kind of car, if you set it into the air suspension into its softer comfort setting, it floats over dips and crests and over little surface imperfections. It just patters over them without too much bother, and it's the kind of car that you can sit there and do 200 miles in and feel totally refreshed at the end. So the car we're in now is the SE trim, and even that one at the entry level comes quite well equipped. So you've got a powered rear tailgate, 3-zone climate control, you also get leather seats throughout, and the important thing is emergency city braking, so that if the car in front slams on its brakes, it should do an emergency stop for you and prevent you from hitting it. The options that you can have throughout the range are extensive, so you've got Audi's virtual cockpit that gives you loads of information right in your line of sight. And then you've also got LED adaptive headlights, and there's also things like a head-up display that puts all the speedo information right on the projector onto the windscreen. One of the big reasons you're going to want to buy the Q5 is for this fabulous interior, where everything feels beautifully made, from the switches that have a nice precise click to them when you operate, and all these lovely soft touch plastics that give you a good feeling when you're touching all the touch points on the car. Another aspect of the Q5 that you'll appreciate if you're tall is the fact that you've got loads of headroom. I'm 6'3", I've got plenty of headroom and legroom. And look, if you're a bit shorter, you've got good adjustability in the wheel, and you've got height adjustment on the seat, and obviously you can have electric seats as well. And then if you move to the back, even someone sitting behind me wouldn't be too upset because there's a decent amount of room for 2 people, because the third passenger is a little bit more restricted because you've got this large central tunnel, although the actual seat itself is quite comfortable in the back there for the third person. Another quick thing I want to show you about the Q5 is the boot, which is a little bit bigger than the old model, and at 550 litres that's right up with the class best. It's a good square usable space, and this one's got some dividers in for separating out stuff. Got a handy net here, but the useful thing is you can drop the rear seats just by pulling those levers there, which makes it much more easy to get longer loads in. So it looks like the Q5 is going to be another great hit for Audi, as long as you're not in the market for something that's really sporty, in which case go for the Jaguar F-Pace, maybe the Porsche Macan or the BMW X3. But if what you want is something that's a quality product, refined and relaxed and wafts you along, then that's where the Q5 really scores well. But for more information about all the models we talked about, head to whatcar.com and read our reviews.